Good morning, everyone. Kevin Ikov here from Kevin Ikov Ministries. Welcome. Today, I'd like to talk to you about why it is so hard to discover your spiritual path and why it's so hard to stay on that path once you do discover it. And a big part of the reason is we're used to the way religion is set up in America and how we go whether it be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday to church or synagogue and do the ceremonies and read from the books and process things that way. We're sort of set up like that in our own mindsets. And even though we may have moved away from that religion and want something more spiritually based, we're not really sure how to begin or how to develop that. And the other part of it is, and I see this all the time in spiritual groups, people want this strong camaraderie and friendship with others in the group. And I can understand that because it does help motivate you to continue on and do your spiritual work. But truly, spiritual work is a thing that is internal, and it's developed internal, and it's to the oneness of you and what you feel. And you have to develop that to the point of divinity. And once you do that, you will feel the divine within yourself. But you have to stay with that on a daily, everyday basis, have a practice on an everyday basis, and you have to develop those things that you will do on good days as well as bad days. A lot of people will want to go to kirtans and bhakti events and all kinds of spiritual events where there's big crowds of people. There's often people with tents selling various things, and it's like a big party. And everybody loves it. It's fun. But the thing is the deep down spiritual level and the spiritual work that you do, it's not really so much fun. It can be considered quite boring. It's just like brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth every day, and you do it every day, and that's really how your spiritual practice kind of needs to be, just like brushing your teeth. You're brushing the inside of your soul. You're brushing the inside of your body. You're brushing the inside of all of that to cleanse it all. Spirituality is a cleansing process. Yoga is a cleansing process. You're cleansing out all those evil things, all the things that you don't want anymore, you're getting rid of. And it's work. It takes work to clean a house. You're cleaning your own house, and you're doing it on a regular basis. People clean their houses all the time. The thing is when you do spiritual work, you're not hiring a maid. You are the maid. You're the maid for yourself. And you have to do your own cleansing and your own work on your own self. There's no one that's going to do it for you, no matter who it is. No matter if you find a wonderful guru and you find a wonderful group that you connect with, you have to still do all the work. No one else is going to do that work for you but you. And that's why it's so hard to develop that spiritual path, because we always want new things. We get bored with things easily. It's just our nature. We just get bored with it. We don't want to do it anymore. I've been practicing for well over 50 some years. I've meditated every day. I seldom miss, and I'm not going to say I've never missed, but I rarely miss meditating every day. It becomes a practice, just like brushing my teeth. Every day I sit down and I do it. And these days I'm up to a fair amount of hours of it. And it's waxed and waned over the years. Sometimes I only did 20, 30 minutes a day, twice a day, and developed that into like an hour and a half twice a day. And my practice has changed. I've had children. I couldn't meditate the same hours I always wanted to. But the meditation and everything surrounding that was my main practice. And you need to develop that part of your main practice. Whether it be Hatha Yoga and meditation or whatever it is you're doing, you need to develop that and let it unfold on its own. And it will, but you have to stick with it. You can't just give it up. I see lots of yoga teachers out there, and I'm on a lot of the different groups of them, and they'll complain. Some of them will be doing yoga for 35, 40 years, and they'll say, now I'm lost. I don't know where to go. The thing is, they were teaching something. They were teaching yoga to others, at least hatha yoga, and not really expanding on the other parts of yoga. You can't just pull out certain pieces of it and say, oh, this part of it I like, so this part of it I'll do, but the other part of it, I don't know if I like that so much. That takes a little bit too much work for me. I'm not going to include that. Yoga is an all-inclusive science. It's the science of the body and the mind to unionize itself together into a oneness. And you have to do the whole practice, not just a part of the practice. If you're only doing a part of the practice, you're only going to get a part of something. You have to do the whole entire encompassing thing to gain the whole entire encompassing thing. And so I hope this helps you develop that spiritual path. There's many things in my videos throughout a lot of what I've already done and put out here, including a wonderful Yoga Nidra piece in which you can develop your own intention and work with that and just find the right one that works for you. And just doing that on a daily basis can help inspire you to profound levels of consciousness just in using it. But you have to do the work. The work will not be done for you. No one's going to hand anything to you on a silver platter. You have to do the work. And so anyway, with that being said, I hope you can find your own spiritual path. I hope you can develop your own spiritual path. You're certainly encouraged to ask me questions about that on here, if you like, about some of it. I'm happy to answer some of those things for you. But you need to do the work and stay with it, not give up. It's a lifetime devotional development. It never ends. We're here for eternity. Your practice goes on for eternity. And you need to decide what part of that practice you want to do on a consistent basis all the time throughout the boring days. And sometimes those most boring days are some of the days that you gain the most development that you could possibly understand. Sometimes when you can't seem to stay in that meditation because the thoughts are overwhelming or whatever, or racing through the mind, and you can't seem to do that half hour, that sometime is the day that you gain the most from your spiritual development. Anyway, with that being said, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Namaste, Jai Bhagwan. May you see the light within yourself and within all others.